All right, hey, I'm Nate Smoyer from Real Team Panda, host of the TechNest podcast, and I've got a special guest with us today, Jeffrey Kranz from Overtake Group. I don't want to give the intro. I'm going to let him do it. Jeffrey, introduce yourself to the world. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Jeffrey Kranz. I run Overtake Group, which is a content marketing and strategy agency. We do content marketing and strategy. It involves a lot of SEO and writing stuff. It's a lot of fun.
They're mad scientists is the short way of putting it, content geniuses. All right, so a little bit of background on this video real quick. So Jeffrey and I were having a discussion about real estate tech and fintech. Jeffrey's company does a fair amount in the fintech space with the, what are they called, robo-advisors?
Yeah, robo-advisors. We do some work with some funds as well.
Okay, so Jeffrey's, they've become quite a bit experts in that area, and myself in the real estate tech world. And we were talking about companies that are kind of crossing over in that space. And one of them that came up in our conversations was Opendoor. And so we're gonna talk about some of the content strategy, maybe some ads that Opendoor is running, and they're kind of in the news right now because it's a little bit of a new category that's finally catching some media. So real quick, for those of you who don't know Opendoor is, they are what's known as an iBuyer. Basically, instead of going through the process of finding a realtor, staging your home, open houses, competitive offers, offer falling through, getting another offer, they propose, hey, let us come in and buy your house. Don't do any repairs. We'll clean it. We'll fix it. And then they go and sell it. They were founded in 2014. And some notable numbers. They just went through their Series E funding, $325 million. And to date, since their inception, they have raised $645 million. Shout out Crunchbase for the numbers. Let's go right into it. Jeffrey, so you did this teardown based on our conversation and some research we did here about Opendoor, what they're doing, but there's so much to tackle. So how do you even approach tackling a content project like this and evaluating Opendoor?
Yeah, good question. So when we were talking about Opendoor, we talked about how it's not just a challenge of getting visitors to Opendoor's website. There's a problem of the very, very huge market of people who own houses not knowing what an iBuyer is. So Opendoor needs to be creating not only awareness and demand for their product itself, but also awareness and demand for their product category. And so what that got me thinking was, well, what sort of education is Opendoor already doing on their website when it comes to content? And so that involves jumping in, looking at, where's their organic traffic going to, when people are Googling things surrounding the concept of buying and selling a house, what do they find? And how are they getting to opendoor.com? Opendoor is already doing, plenty of promotion of their own brand. So, spending dollars to bring people directly to their websites. I wanted to see what sort of people they were picking up from the search engines. So that was kind of the guiding thought going into tearing them down from a content standpoint. Seeing, how are they educating the market? And how many people are they already attracting to their site? And then what could they do, or what should they do, to bring more of those people that are Googling questions around buying and selling homes to their site?
Wow. All right. That was a lot packed into a short amount of time. So, they're not the only ones, without doing a strict comparison, right? We've got Fly Homes, we've got Knock, OfferPad. There's this little known company. You ever heard of Zillow?
Once or twice.
Right. Yeah. So
they just do pictures of houses, right?
And they tell you what your house is worth. Yeah. So they've got some competition, but without actually doing necessarily a competitive analysis here, just looking at what Opendoor is doing well. What are they doing well from what you saw?
Opendoor is doing, a few things that Opendoor is doing really well. They are actually blogging for their customer base and for the market. That was really cool to see. A lot of startups kind of fall into this blogging echo chamber where their blog just becomes this bulletin board of product updates and funding updates and how great it is to work at this startup, which is all good information. but it means that aside from some of their product pages, there's not really a lot that they're doing to enter the conversation that people are having in terms of content. And so what Opendoor is doing is, they actually have some articles that tackle problems surrounding, like, what are some repairs that you're going to want to make to your home before you turn around and sell it? Or if you're buying a home, what are some of the things that you're going to want to keep in mind if you're buying a home, if this is your first time buying a home with kids? So they have some of that top of funnel content that they're already producing, which is really cool. They have a variety of contributors as well. So it looks like they've got people from the various markets that they're serving contributing to their blog, which is really great to have that variety of voices on their site. They're starting to gain some organic traffic in terms of their blog. We'll probably get into that a little bit later in this episode. But one last thing that they're doing really well is it's very clear what they're trying to blog about. About 45% of their blog posts are just strictly for home sellers. They are really trying to reach the people that want to sell their homes and don't want to go through the traditional rigmarole of selling a home. They just want to make the iBuyer a lucrative option for doing that. And so it's really cool to see a company that really just recently made what looks like a real commitment to content marketing. Just saying, these are the people that we're going for. We'll write some stuff for the other personas, but really we need to fully educate the home sellers.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that we kind of uncovered that when we were looking through, we're looking more at the organic content, and I was peeking through some of the ads, and, I saw that they were, bidding on the search terms for people searching for, home or roof repair. Roof repair is a big deal, and you're repairing your roof because either it's collapsing in or you want to see, hey, how can I patch that obvious stain that is going to drop my home value by $5,000. Which is, I think it's pretty smart. And, I'm looking at the site here as you were talking about different markets they're going into, expanding, so they're in 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, cities, 11 cities. So they've got this challenge of balancing, they're not just going for sellers, but they have to also hit some, local. And I think that's where maybe some of the paid ads will really come in their play. Definitely be saw on Facebook, which, by the way, I'll have all their Facebook ads. I've got a PDF. If you want to look at what they're running on Facebook, that'll be in the comments below. But they're definitely running a lot of retargeting. So they're using the content, bringing people in on the searches, maybe the organics, best ways to repair your roof, or it's not necessary to repair your roof to sell your home, and then retargeting for people who aren't maybe convinced right off the bat that they need to bypass the realtor and just go with Opendoor. Where'd you see areas that they could improve? What is Opendoor not doing? Here's the freebie for anyone watching from Opendoor. What could they be doing that they're not doing?
Okay, so some general things that they could be doing but are not doing, and then one really, really specific thing that they could do that could bring in double their blog traffic, and really anyone who wants to be a player in the iBuyer space could use this. So if you weren't listening before. So some things that Opendoor could be doing better. One thing is they really should just be creating more content. They've started, they've got a good start, but they're not covering all the questions that someone has in their mind. Like, when you're trying to sell a house, there are so many factors to consider. And Opendoor has, a handful of one-off blog posts, but they don't necessarily come together in a full educational experience for someone. And that's an opportunity that Opendoor has in front of it. They have a lot of cash now. They have a brand that, has gotten a good amount of press. They're really well positioned to make a lot of folks aware of the iBuyer category. And a way that they can do that is by doing some more research on what the people that are trying to sell their houses are searching for, and really what other players in the real estate space are already attracting traffic around. Opendoor in many ways is the second mouse when it comes to the SEO cheese after Zillow. So like Zillow owns Trulia, and they rack in enormous amounts of traffic. I think Zillow.com, this is just their blog, like just their blog and research papers brings in more than 250,000 monthly organic visits. And that's not even the housing listings or anything. That's just educational
content. And you know, the Trulia maps are so good. The Trulia crime map is like, when I went to visit Memphis, because we were looking at some multifamily in Memphis, I was trying to figure out, this can't be for real. Why are these priced the way they are? And then I used the Trulia crime map, and then I created this area of like, do not go zones.
Yep.
And so then I went and got to see why Memphis real estate was priced the way it was based on Trulia's crime map. I'd say it was pretty accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, Trulia and Zillow, like they just have so much great content that is attracting the attention of people who are buying and selling homes. And, you know, now that Zillow...
Not to mention all the listings.
Yes. Yeah, like that's just beside all the listings. And, you know, now that Zillow is entering the iBuyer space as well, that puts Opendoor in an interesting position because Zillow is getting all this traffic, like they already have the attention, and now they're starting to open up the opportunity to just, hey, we'll buy your house and we'll sell houses. Opendoor has a lot of content to produce to get there, but they don't need to produce as much as Zillow and Trulia have. In fact, they could use some tools or work with, you know, they might already have a content strategist on this. If not, then I hope they're watching this video. They
just throwing it out there, by the way.
Just they could go in and say, all right, well, what are the top guides that Trulia is using to bring in a significant amount of their traffic? Like right now, Trulia has about 70 guides, and the guide section of Trulia's blog is really interesting. It's completely focused on just tactical resources to help people either buy, sell, or rent homes. Just about everything on this section of the site is a how-to, as opposed to some of those really cool, super shareable posts like the 50 coolest homes, you know, the coolest home in every state, or, you know, the best tree houses in America and stuff like that. This is all very practical. Trulia has about 70 of those, but only the top 20 are pulling in 90% of that traffic. And so like Opendoor could say, hey, great, Trulia, you've spent all this time creating 70 guides. We know that these top 20 topics are the ones that are really, really getting the traffic and the attention that we, Opendoor, want. So they could go in there and start saying, you know, essentially looking to Trulia and, you know, there are other websites that are getting organic traffic too, like this, and just saying, yeah, this is what we should be writing about. This is the stuff that we should be lending our voice to, or rather contributing to the conversation on.
This is kind of like the Wendy's and McDonald's play. If there's a McDonald's nearby, you build a Wendy's.
Right.
If there's a Home Depot, you build a Lowe's.
Right, because that's where people are gonna, they already know to go there. Like, you know, someone else has already done the analysis to find out, oh, well, here's where the hungry people are driving by.
Yeah.
So yeah, Opendoor could do a good amount of that. There's in terms of one very specific freebie, Trulia has a guide on let's see, it's just how to sell your house fast. It's relatively brief. It's very to the point. And in my opinion, it is, with the right content and the the right promotion tactics, you could compete with them on it. And that one page brings in about twice as much organic traffic as Opendoor's entire blog.
Plus, it's a very specific. It's not just, hey, who's looking to fix a roof? It's, I need to sell my home fast. Raising your hand.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. No, I like that one.
It's their third or fourth most organic traffic
Yeah.
generating post. And it's the number one post in their category or the number one guide in their category for people trying to sell homes.
Yeah.
Like you can use, if you want to do the kind of analysis that I've been doing, you can use tools like Ahrefs. That's the one that I've used. SEMrush is really good. Moz has some really good tools on that as well. But a simple SEO tool will get you to look at the right URLs. And then you can start digging into, oh, well, could we write something better? And if you're looking at the guide that's bringing Trulia in a lot of traffic, yes, you can do a lot better. There's a lot of opportunity to
Jeffrey, what are you trying to say about Trulia's guide?
It works for now, but
Could be beaten.
It could be beaten.
See, now one of the things I was thinking about for them that they could do, that seems like the no-brainer. It seems like the no-brainer to me, but I don't know. Maybe they've tested it, maybe it doesn't work. Is that there's already essentially iBuyers that exist everywhere, and they're local, but they're not exactly the same, but they're called wholesalers. A wholesaler comes in, says, I'm going to buy your home. You don't have to fix it up. You don't have to clean it. We're going to give you cash. You close in 30 days. Now, the challenge here is the wholesaler doesn't always have the money to buy the house. So they have to go out and actually find another buyer. But how are they generating leads? And it's very clear. Just find the best wholesalers and do what they do. The difference is you've got a more secure model. They have a more polished presence. There's less ambiguity or ambiguity. Yeah, I think that's the right word. There's less ambiguity in their business model. Wholesalers, sometimes you have these like crazy Wix and Weebly websites, nothing against them, but I'm just saying they're not really together sites.
Yep.
Just so I think that there's some kind of like what you're saying, like piggyback, like what's already working, how do we do that? And then the challenge of educate what we are in there, after the introduction is made, but there's plenty of opportunity, in other words, for them to be able to come in and take market share.
Absolutely.
Really all they got to
do is out-teach the competition in stuff like that.
Oh, that's easy, right?
No biggie.
All right, we'll do this. Let's give one unique thing about Opendoor and then closing thoughts.
One unique thing about Opendoor, well, they have so much more money than all the other iBuyers.
All right.
No, a unique thing about Opendoor, I think it's really cool that they've really started blogging in earnest recently. Like their more regular posting only started less than a year ago. So it's great that they're coming in, they know who they're trying to reach. They don't have a consistent blogging schedule, but they are producing stuff and they're making an effort. And that's really cool to see from startups. A lot of startups struggle to make relevant content, and Opendoor has already made a good deal of it, and they're poised to make a lot more.
Cool. Jeffrey, any last thoughts, and then we'll close it up?
Let's see. Couldn't have done this teardown without the insights from Nate Smoyer at Real Team Panda. How's that one?
Appreciate that. I like that one. Jeffrey, how do people get in touch with you and learn more about you and what you do?
You can reach me at jeffrey@overthinkgroup.com, or just mess around on my website which is overthinkgroup.com. Mess around on my website at overthinkgroup.com is not a valid email address. That's not a real thing.
You need to create that redirect. By the way, I love the refresh you guys did on the site, the little helicopter and I love the visuals of the crane. You guys do the heavy lifting.
Yep.
Love how that's woven into the design. Saw that right away. Very clever. Good stuff.
Liz is a fantastic designer. I'll pass that along to her.
Yeah. Well, hey, this has been fun. Like I said, we'll have the link to the teardown below. I'll have a PDF. Actually, I think I'm going to have it. How should I get you that PDF? I'll have a link. Go to the link, enter your email address, and you'll get the PDF. That's for the Tech Nest podcast. If you want to learn more about real estate and tech, that's where we'll be discussing that. That is the official show coming at you summer 2018. I'm Nate Moyer with Real Team Panda. By the way, last thing here is if you want to see us talk about more companies like this, Jeffrey and I are looking for others to profile. Maybe we can do something like this again or different or another way. If you're watching this, you think, well, I mean, I want you to profile my company and tear it down and tell me where we can improve. We might have to get more brutal on you if you request yourself, but it might just happen. So tag yourself below, tag a company below, and feel free to reach out to Jeffrey or myself. You can comment directly to me or Nate at realteampanda.com. As always, if you learned anything or it made you say, go ahead, like, comment, and share, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, Nate.